On YouTube, this is Hella Bella. This video is about my cross-country trip that I just took using exclusively Airbnb for hotels along the way. I say hotels, but it wasn't really hotels because I stayed in people's houses the entire way. I spent $209 on lodging for 4 nights, so it's pretty impressive to me, honestly. So I'm just going to go through a quick run-through of the rooms and what I thought about them and kind of what it was like to stay there in each location. And bear with me, I am recording this from Yellowstone National Park, Mammoth Hot Springs dorm room, so I am in another world right now, but I wanted to make this video while this information is still fresh on my brain. So the first day, I stayed in Columbia, Missouri for $40 in a room in someone's house, and it was super nice. Just a little twin bed here and a desk for me to do my work on, and it cost $40 after all taxes and fees. So when I got to the house, she had showed me my room and let me in, and I noticed that she had signs on the door with my name, so that was kind of sweet. And here is just a picture of me doing some work on my laptop. Nothing spectacular about this place, but it was still, I mean, really cheap and a nice place to lay my head, and I felt safe and comfortable. So you can't beat that for 40 bucks. Moving on, day 2 in Sioux Falls, South Dakota. This was by far the best room that I booked on my trip, and it really wound up being more like a suite, honestly. It came with this room, another room, and a kitchen and a dining area, and I never saw the host, so they need to change their listing to say that they rent the entire place instead of just one room, because when I booked it just said the room. So I got a whole lot more than I thought out. Moving on, here's the other room. I didn't even unfold the bed in here, but it does have a really cool desk. I did use the desk to do some shirt designs. Here's the kitchen in here. I use this for breakfast and stuff, but really nice if you were going to book a long-term stay here. Here is their coffee bar. Is incredibly impressive. She had all the K-cups and all the stuff you would need to make a good cup of coffee. She had a breakfast set up for me, oatmeal, granola bars, and apples, so I thought that was a really nice touch, and I really appreciated that, and this stay was only $51. On the third night, I stayed in Broadus, Montana, which is essentially in the middle of nowhere. There's an 80-mile stretch that goes on for what seems like forever and gave me a great deal of anxiety, which is why I had to make the anxiety video. But anyways, staying in Broadus was nice. It was only 44 bucks for a room, and this lovely couple's house. Minimalist, but their decor was awesome. Really boho vibes going on through the living room. I sense that we have a great decorator living in this house, although I did not get to meet her. Here is their living room. I love the use of the plants throughout the house. It just makes the house come alive, so I really appreciated that. So me and their dog watched the sunset together. It was a very intimate moment, and we shared some granola, so it was pretty sweet. And they also have chickens, and they kind of do some farming, so that was a really cool place to stay, and that stay was $44. So moving on to my last day in Bozeman, Montana, that was the most expensive Airbnb. It was $74, and the reason being that the closer you get to the park, the more expensive it is, and Bozeman is sort of the last stop before you get out to Yellowstone, so the people in the area know that. And my hosts were super nice, and I really appreciated the hospitality and the pupper, because they had not one but 2 puppers in the house, so I was super excited, as you can see. But that is something to keep in mind, that when you book an Airbnb, there may or may not be pets living on the property, so you need to read the listing details pretty closely in order to see whether or not they have pets, because if you're allergic, even if the pet is not in your room, it can still really aggravate you, so just keep that in mind. So this is a video or a picture of their living room, and they kind of keep it open for the most part. I had done some work on my computer in here. The hosts weren't home for the most part. They were pretty busy having their social lives, I suppose. Moving on to the living room area, they have a really cool decor in here. I liked it a lot. I kind of got some ideas because they had some dream catchers hanging up in their bedroom area, so that was pretty cool. And this is my breakfast. I woke up very early to start my first day at Yellowstone, which went great, by the way. I'll be making a video about all that soon, but I'm still trying to take it all in. But anyways, I had breakfast laid out for me, which I really appreciated because I was so in a hurry. So it was a great stay. All stays were completely successful, no hiccups at all, and that is because you have to read the reviews before you book. And as long as you read the reviews, you shouldn't have any problems on Airbnb. thing I want to share is I made a post on Instagram about Airbnb, and look who commented on it. Official Airbnb page for Instagram. They said, "Good luck on the new job, Isabella." So just a couple of reasons that I would prefer Airbnb over a typical hotel room. The fact of the matter is that when you rent an Airbnb, you're generally renting from a real human being and not a giant corporation. So I don't know how you feel about giving your money away, but I just feel better about it when it's to a real person. Another point being that the spaces are all different, and you will never have the same experience twice. Even if you book the same place twice, they don't provide cookie cutter experiences. They provide a real life place to stay. So also the host can give you pretty good information about where they're from, and you can kind of get away from some of that touristy stuff that, you know, you don't want to be doing the same thing that everybody else is doing in the town. There are a lot of tourist traps these days. Airbnb is usually cheaper. I found that it's almost half the price sometimes for rooms in certain areas, especially for hotels. You know, you're going to pay $100 generally for one night. So last but not least, they care about their company and the people who use it. So not only hosts, but also customers who, you know, book. They're very good on both sides. So if you do a little research into the company, I think that you'll really be inspired by them and all that they have done. So thanks for watching this video. Hopefully I have compelled you to at least try using Airbnb. In the comment section, I am going to leave my link. I believe you can get $40 off if you use it. So feel free to try that out. And thanks for watching, guys.